Hi loves, welcome back to your reading. Today we're going to be doing a DMDF check-in for those of you on the twin flame journey. Just a gentle reminder, this is a general reading, so always use your intuition. Take the messages that truly resonate with you and lovingly leave behind whatever doesn't fit. We're going to begin with the Animal Spirit Oracle to tap into the energy of your person, the DM, your energy, the DF, and also the mutual energy between you both. After that, we'll dive deeper with the tarot to see what's unfolding on each side. This way you'll get a clearer, bigger picture understanding of what's happening in your connection at this time. So let's go ahead and get started, loves, and see what Spirit wants to bring forward for you today. So let's take a look at the DM's energy right now. We have the mouse coming out first, which is earth energy, and then the fox showing up right alongside it. Now, what this is showing me is that your person is getting closer and closer to fully accepting the truth of this connection, that it is what it is, that it's divinely guided, and that there's really no escaping it. The fox energy is really powerful here because it represents not only wisdom and intuition, but also commitment, loyalty, and that monogamous, I know who my person is type of energy. It's pointing to the fact that your person knows they have a higher calling, and part of that calling is to settle down, to choose, and to step into union. But with the mouse, we see a very different layer. This card can represent restlessness, running around, being pulled in a million different directions, and sometimes even creating busyness as a distraction. So while on the surface, they may look preoccupied, unfocused, or even scattered underneath. All of that noise is the knowing. You are the grounding thought. You are the place their mind goes back to when everything else quiets down. There's a lot of earth energy here, which tells me they are trying to ground these emotions into practical steps, trying to figure out how to make this work in the 3D, not just in their heart and soul. With the mouse, though, there can also be a hint of sneakiness. So for some of you, if you're in little to no contact, or if this person feels like they can't openly express what's going on between you, this could reflect them keeping certain things under wraps or moving quietly behind the scenes. Either way, the core energy is that they know where their calling is leading them. It's to you, it's to this connection, and it's to union. We're going to go ahead and clarify what the mutual energy is between the two of you right now. We've got the Nightingale, which is all about communication. So clearly, both of you are wanting to talk. Now, of course, everyone's situation is different. Some of you may already be in contact, while others haven't spoken in a while. But either way, there's this pull toward a conversation. For some of you, this could very well be a conversation around union, which might explain why your person is in that restless, kind of scattered energy, like they're running around trying to distract themselves, not quite knowing what to do with all these emotions. When we ask why the Nightingale is showing up on their side, we've got the King of Cups. That tells me they're gearing up for an emotional, heartfelt exchange. This isn't just surface level chit-chat, it's something that runs deep. For you, it's showing as the 5 of Cups with the 9 of Pentacles. That tells me that on your end, there's some disappointment, almost like this feeling of, why haven't they expressed this to me sooner? But at the same time, you're standing strong in your independence, in your self-worth, and that's actually what's pulling them closer to being more authentic with you. Now, another layer here, for those of you where your DM is still entangled in another connection, this communication could also involve very real, very direct talks about separation or even divorce. Either way, it's not something casual. It's about a shift in direction, a change in structure. So what's sitting in the mutual space is this desire for a genuine, emotionally vulnerable conversation. And honestly, that explains a lot of the nerves, the anticipation, the kind of fidgety, antsy energy that's been coming through on their side. They're trying to hold their composure to appear grounded, while inside they're feeling everything build up to this point. All right, let's tap into your energy right now, DF. We've got the hawk and the snake showing up here. So right away, this tells me that you two are wanting union. There's this very strong sense of awareness. You're definitely keeping an eye on your person. They're in your thoughts constantly. But at the same time, you're not pushing or overstepping. With the hawk, it feels like you're waiting, observing, letting things unfold in divine timing. You're staying in your lane, handling your own business, but always with that higher perspective, always tuned in. Now, with the snake, I'm getting a few layers. On one hand, it's about cycles, waiting for certain karmic or external situations to close out before this connection can truly come together. On the other hand, it's carrying a lot of sacral energy, that physical and intimate. Pull toward your counterpart. For many of you, there's this growing anticipation, this desire for physical union that just keeps building. It's almost like the more you try to hold back, the stronger it gets. The snake also speaks to transformation and creativity. So for some of you, this could be about coming up with new ways to reconnect or to bridge the gap, especially if there are 3D challenges like distance, work, or other circumstances. It's like Spirit is nudging you to be open to creative solutions and how this can manifest. When I clarify the snake, I see the 4 of Pentacles, 2 of Swords, Justice, 2 of Wands, and Strength. There's a lot of waiting energy here, a lot of holding back. It feels like you've been in this space of restraint, almost like your body and soul are ready to move forward, but your mind is saying, hold steady. That desire for your person, especially physically, is mounting, and it's starting to feel harder and harder to contain. Even though you know you're always energetically connected to them, in the 3D you've had to act as if you're not, go about your daily life, and just keep it moving. But deep down, they're always there. And what you're truly craving is balance and justice. You want this to finally come together in a fair and honest way. The energy has felt stagnant, not much actual action, and it's reaching this breaking point. With the 4 of Swords and the Tower coming in, it feels like all this waiting could erupt suddenly, like something's got to give. Honestly, this matches the vibe from your last collective message. This sense of, I'm tired of waiting, I need movement. Looking at the Nightingale, clarified by the 9 of Swords, Knight of Pentacles, and Page of Swords. This really shows the anticipation you're carrying. Many of you can already feel that an offer is in the works, that your person is preparing to come forward. It's been a long time coming, and you're nervous, you're restless, you're watching for signs. There's almost this inner knowing, like you can feel their energy shifting and communication approaching, but because it hasn't arrived yet, it's keeping you in this limbo space. And behind that, I see the 7 of Wands with the Emperor. You're wanting your person to step up, to lower their defenses, to take the lead in a way that's consistent and stable. You're ready for them to open the gates, to let you in emotionally. With the Page of Cups and 10 of Cups, you're not just wanting small talk, you're wanting meaningful, heartfelt communication. You want them to actually express what they feel, to put something real on the table, a vision for the future, together. At the heart of it, you're waiting for that solid emotional offer, that moment where they say, this is what I want, this is where I see us going. You're more than ready for clarity and commitment. Okay, so let's take a look at this mouse energy for them. We've got the 6 of Pentacles here, which really shows me that they're running around in circles right now, almost scurrying, because deep down they know they need to give something. Back to you. And when I say give, this feels very much like communication, or some type of effort that actually balances the scales between you two. At the bottom of the deck, we've got the 7 of Pentacles paired with the Ace of Cups, and honestly, that just tells the whole story. This person has been sitting on this Ace of Cups for way too long. They've been holding it back, nurturing it in silence, but also letting it grow stronger with time. This isn't some fleeting crush. They are head over heels for you, and they know it. That love has been maturing, and now it's at the point where it needs to be expressed. Then we've got the World and the 6 of Wands, which is huge. You are their end goal. You are the victory at the finish line, the success story they're aiming for. It's like they can feel the timeline shifting, almost like a door is closing if they don't act soon. They sense that this is the moment, that this opportunity is not going to keep circling back forever. And so the pressure is on. They're building up to this conversation that has been written in the stars for a long time. That's why the nerves are showing up so strong on their side. It's not about if they want this. They do. It's about them realizing they have to step up. They can't sit in the shadows anymore, waiting for you to make the move. This is them needing to step fully into their Emperor energy, to be the one who comes forward, who takes responsibility for starting this next chapter. Meanwhile, for you, Divine Feminine, your role here is to stay in your lane, keep your eye on what you want, and trust that you don't need to chase or force this. You've already signaled your energy, you're circling, you're aware, but you don't have to do more than that. They feel it, they know it, and because of that, they're getting restless, they're getting antsy, because deep down, they understand. It's on them. A conversation that could lead to union is right there on the horizon. Tell me the fox for them. Why is that showing up? We've got the Two of Pentacles. Okay, I had a feeling this was going to surface. And sure enough, it comes with the Two of Swords and Justice. The way it fell out feels perfectly aligned with the collective energy right now. Because for a good number of you, circumstances are not lining up neatly. Your person may already be in another connection, or in some cases, it's you. For some of you, it's even a mirrored situation where both of you are tied elsewhere, and yet there's this undeniable pull here. So what we're seeing is a decision point, a true crossroads. For those whose person is already connected, this points to a choice to leave that situation behind in order to bring justice, fairness, and balance. The Two of Swords with Justice really highlights that karmic truth. The scales must be balanced, and pretending not to see it doesn't work anymore. Now, on the flip side, if your person isn't in another commitment, then what this is showing is their inner conflict around stepping fully into monogamy, into real partnership with you. Because the fox energy is clever, but it's also deeply monogamous. It's about choosing one bond and honoring it. And I think your person knows in their heart that once they step into union with you, it isn't temporary, it's lifelong. That awareness makes the decision all the more weighty. We then see the Two of Wands and Strength. So many twos coming out here. The only one missing is the Two of Cups, which is the very heart-to-heart recognition of love. And that's important, because it tells us the soul connection is already felt. It's there, whether spoken or not. What's happening now is your person realizing they can't hold back from you much longer. Whether it means ending something else or simply choosing to step into a higher level of commitment, it's about them aligning their actions with what their heart already knows. And because of all this buildup, the Four of Swords and the Tower are showing up. All this quiet, all this inaction, all these unspoken emotions, they don't just disappear. They're stacking up inside your person, and eventually it leads to a tower moment. That tower isn't destruction for the sake of destruction. It's the breakthrough that forces expression, that forces truth into the open. And that's exactly what leads them to come forward with the emotional clarity, the confession, the gesture that you've been waiting on. It feels like you can already sense this shift in the air, like you know it's coming. The decision is brewing. And soon enough, it's going to move out of silence into action. Why is the hawk here for you? We've got the Page of Wands, the Seven of Wands, and the Emperor. So this is very clear. You're waiting for your person to step up, to take that risk, to make that bold move toward you. You want them to stop circling and finally land. It's like Spirit is saying, yes, you're in this holding space because you know it has to come from them. All right, let's go deeper with the tarot and see what else is showing up for you, Divine Feminines. Then we'll check in on your DM's energy as well. On your side, we've got the Ten of Swords and the Queen of Wands. And honestly, I'm already feeling this very strongly for you. Many of you are done with the cycle of disappointment. You've had enough of waiting, enough of being in a space where you're undervalued or pushed aside. For some, there's this heavy sense of being the other woman. And for others, it's simply the realization that this person has been treating you too casually, when in your heart, you know this is a deep spiritual bond. And here's the thing, both scenarios lead to the same truth. No matter which side of that you fall on, the message is that you're not settling anymore. You want more, and you know you deserve more. You want a real offer, something solid, something that aligns with the spiritual depth you already feel. And until that happens, you're holding back. You're standing your ground. You're not chasing. You're not bending. You're waiting for them to show up as the Emperor, to take real action, not just words or half efforts. Why is strength here? Well, it's because it's really hard for you to hold back right now. I get it. You're ready. You've reached a point where you don't want to keep lingering in uncertainty. With Death and the Seven of Cups showing up, you're done with feeling like you're just another option in this person's life. Something needs to transform, And until it does, you're standing firm in your own power. You're focused on yourself, your own growth, and you're not settling for anything less. At the bottom of the deck, we've got the Three of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles. That tells me you want something real, something grounded, something stable. And that's all you're going to accept moving forward. For some of them, yes, this connection has been very sacral chakra driven. There's undeniable passion and magnetic energy between you two, no question about that. But sometimes that strong pull can overshadow the deeper emotional layers. At the end of the day, though, this is a spiritual connection. And you're doing the right thing by standing in your power. You're sending the message loud and clear that you will not accept breadcrumbs. That boundary isn't just protecting your energy, it's also teaching them something vital. Because for many of them, this is new territory. They're used to surface-level connections, ones that don't challenge them to grow. With you, it's different. You're showing them what it actually looks like to step up and be a solid, dependable partner. And remember, we did see that fox energy earlier. There's wisdom in this. They are learning, even if it's uncomfortable for them. And much of that growth is happening because of what they're experiencing with you. What's showing up with the Queen of Wands is the Three of Swords. And honestly, DF, this tells me you've been incredibly patient through all of this. You're highly attracted to your person. That magnetic pull is undeniable. And for many of you, it's like, if they were to show back up tomorrow, it would be so hard not to drop your boundaries and just give in. It happens, right? Especially when that physical connection sparks up again, it's almost impossible to resist. But at the same time, this has brought you a lot of pain. You've had to hold back, protect your energy, and in some cases, there has already been an ending here. Whether temporary or permanent, it's been heavy on your heart. It feels like you've been in this space of waiting, watching, hoping, and yet also trying to keep your own fire alive. The Queen of Wands shows that you're still standing in your strength, still carrying that confidence and glow, even though this heartbreak energy lingers in the background. What's going on with the Three of Swords? Wow. And then we get the Ten of Wands. A lot of you are really at your breaking point here. You're sitting in that energy of wondering, is this truly done for good? Are they ever going to reach out? Are they ever going to give me clarity? Or am I just left hanging in the dark? It feels heavy, it feels stressful, and it's weighing on your heart more than you'd like to admit. Why the Three of Swords? For you? Well, you're just exhausted from being hurt, plain and simple. Counterpart or not, you know you have to protect your own peace. The Eight of Swords with the Knight of Cups shows how this person has kept you in a loop, leaving you questioning. Are they ever going to give me more than breadcrumbs? Is this always going to be surface level when I know, and they know, that what we share is a deep, undeniable spiritual connection? I don't know the exact circumstances for each of you because they differ, but the energy feels the same across the board. You're waiting for emotional expression, waiting for this person to step up. Until they do, you're guarding your heart. The Knight of Pentacles with the Five of Pentacles screams that frustration. When is this offer coming? How much longer am I supposed to sit out here in the cold? And look, I get it, Divine Feminines. I really do. Because when I check again, the Three of Swords clarifies itself. You're in separation, many of you are, and you don't want it to be over. Not really. But if this person won't speak their truth, won't stand up for this connection, you're being pushed to that decision point. Do I keep holding on, or do I start letting go? Because the pain is becoming too much to carry alone. The Knight of Cups shows up again at the bottom, and now paired with the Five of Cups. Wow. Despite it all, despite the setbacks, you still hold unconditional love for this person. That's the frustrating part. But at the same time, you're recognizing how much you've been through. Nine of Pentacles, Nine of Wands. You've been through the ringer, my loves. And it's starting to feel like some sort of cycle here has to close. A lot of you feel like you're standing at the midnight hour. If they just come in now, things could shift. But waiting this long has drained you. So the energy points to a choice. Either you detach and pull back to reclaim your peace, or you sit in the waiting game a little longer. The Hermit and the Devil suggest that this silence, this lack of validation, is tipping into toxic territory. You need answers. Your soul is craving clarity. Now, let's see the Queen of Wands. Why is she here? We've got Judgment with the Two of Pentacles. And that says it all. You're not about to let yourself be made an option, not anymore. Two of Pentacles, Two of Swords, this limbo, this back and forth, it's enough. You're at a judgment. Call. And like I said before, whether this is your twin flame or not, Spirit is nudging you to protect yourself. Pull back if you need to. This journey has already been such a heavy one, and you don't deserve to stay stuck in a cycle of constant waiting and pain. All right, let's dive into your person's energy right now. See what's going on with the DM. We've got the Four of Wands coming out first. So yes, union and stability are on their mind. Let's keep pulling here. Next, we've got the High Priestess and the King of Pentacles. Interesting combination. Clarifying that High Priestess, we see the Queen of Cups and the Magician. This is pretty loud and clear. They want union with you. There's no doubt about that. It feels like for a lot of them, they're secretly manifesting this connection. With the High Priestess and the Magician showing up together, that's powerful energy. It points to someone who is working behind the scenes, keeping quiet, but still heavily focused on pulling this together. Now, you probably already sense this. Many of you have felt that whole telepathic communication thing going on between the two of you, like you hear their energy, feel their emotions, pick up on their thoughts. That's been happening for a while now. But here's the thing. It's almost making you feel a little worn out, maybe even questioning yourself, because your intuition has been saying they're going to reach out, they're going to break. The silence, they're going to open up about how they feel. Yet, nothing in the 3D has shifted, so it's been this frustrating cycle of waiting, sensing, believing, and then feeling let down when they don't actually step up. At this point, this person really does need to take tangible action, to step up to the plate and show you something real. And I've got to say, for many of you, the reason this hasn't happened yet is because your DM could very well already be connected elsewhere. They may have obligations, commitments, or some form of responsibility that is keeping them tied up. It's not that they don't want this with you, they clearly do, but there's something here in their external world that's holding them back. And until they address that, it creates this block between you and them. Why the King of Pentacles? The Lovers. Oh, I mean, you know, Seven of Pentacles and Death. For the good majority of you, I'm picking up that someone here is tied up in another connection, or at the very least, there's a huge choice hanging in the air. This whole check-in feels like it boils down to decisions and crossroads. For some of you, it's that your person is still resisting stepping into that King of Pentacles role with you, choosing not to commit in the physical, but still loving you from a distance. They're sitting in that silent energy, telepathically reaching for you, manifesting this union behind the scenes, but not actually moving it forward in the 3D. For others, it's clear they're already in another situation, and it's literally at the point of something's got to give. Seven of Pentacles with Death? That's someone staring at their reality, knowing it's about to collapse or transform. And here's the thing. They feel you. If you two share that energetic, telepathic cord, they know the DF is pulling away, detaching, ready to walk, and that scares them. This soulmate cycle has been messy, timelines collapsing, lessons overlapping, and from the DF side, it's been especially frustrating because you don't get the full picture. All you see is what they present. Smiles on social media, pretending. Everything's perfect. While meanwhile, you're the one receiving the dreams, the synchronicities, the pull. You're left wondering, are they ever going to act? Or is it all in my head? But the truth is, something's shifting. They know it. You know it. It's time. One way or another. We've got Six of Pentacles and Queen of Pentacles, followed by King of Swords with Temperance. That's two clear threads of energy. First, for those of you where there's a third-party connection, this person is actively weighing their options. They're thinking about ending what they've been giving. Two, closing out a cycle that's no longer aligned and slowly moving toward building with you. King of Pentacles, Three of Pentacles energy. But I have to stress this. If they're in something, this process is slow. It's not a snap-your-fingers kind of ending. It takes time, patience, and yes, divine timing. Second, for those where your person isn't tied to another connection, then this is about them finally stepping up. They're being called to match you, your Queen of Pentacles to their King of Pentacles, ready to offer equal give and take, to show up with stability instead of just words or energy. Either way, the center of this spread screams change. Transformation is unavoidable here. The question is just whether your person will rise into it or keep resisting. All right, let's take a deeper look at this Four of Wands energy showing up for them. Why is that here? We've got the Page of Wands, Page of Pentacles, and the Three of Cups. Now, for some of them, kids could definitely be part of the equation. That layer might resonate with a portion of you out there. But aside from that, let's really break this down. This Page of Wands energy, it's like this person is stepping into new territory, whether they're leaving something behind to pursue this new path, or they're simply trying to build up the courage to come towards you and actually manifest this union. It's unfamiliar ground. There's excitement, curiosity, that spark of wanting to explore. But at the same time, the page doesn't quite carry the maturity or strength to follow through with big, life-changing moves. That's where the King of Swords comes in. Spirit is basically saying, look, this is what they need to embody. The King of Swords energy is about decisiveness, clarity, truth, and actually taking action. Without stepping into that role, they'll stay in this page energy, wanting, dreaming, manifesting, but not making the necessary choices. And honestly, that's the gap here. Because here's the thing, Divine Feminine. Your person is manifesting this with you. They're visualizing it. They want this union. But when it comes to the practical side, either leveling up with you in commitment or exiting a situation they're already in to come towards you, they're lacking confidence. That hesitation is showing up big. And look at the bottom of the deck. Two of Cups and the Five of Cups. They know this is a deep soul connection. They feel it. But at the same time, there's regret, disappointment, and even a bit of self-loathing. Like, why haven't I already done something about this? A lot of them are realizing they've gotten a little cowardly, avoiding the harder moves. Still, with the Three of Wands and Ten of Pentacles showing up, it's clear they've already envisioned a future with you. They've thought about the long term. They've pictured how life would unfold by your side. But here's the kicker. They can't just sit in this space of manifestation and pulling on your energy from afar. At some point, action has to meet intention. They've got to bring this out of the 5D and into the 3D. Otherwise, it stays as just potential. Why is the High Priestess here? Judgment. Interesting. That actually came out earlier with the Queen of Wands, and it really ties in. A lot of you, this is how they're viewing you right now. You're quiet, withdrawn, not saying much at all, and they know exactly why. They know they hurt you. They recognize that you were sitting in that Queen of Cups energy, holding all this deep love for them, and they did nothing with it. They kept you waiting. Now, with the Fool and the Five of Wands at the bottom, this person feels foolish, straight up, for the way they handled things. Foolish for wounding the very person they know is theirs. And let's be real here. It's not like you wanted to retreat into this High Priestess energy. You didn't choose silence for the sake of it. You were pushed into it. They gave you no other option because they never took that leap. They never risked showing up fully for you. The Ten of Cups, Page of Cups sitting behind this person knows that you've grown tired. You're done with the illusions, the fantasies, the endless 5D energy with no real-world follow-through. That spiritual telepathy might feel magical in the beginning, but you're not living in just that anymore. You have a 3D life, real needs, and real love you want to experience. And yes, you wanted that with them, but you've hit the point of recognizing you can't drag the words out of their mouth, you can't force action, you can't rewrite their free will. So, here you are, realizing something heavy. As painful as it is, this withdrawal, this silence, this frustration, it's shaping you, Divine Feminines. It's part of the journey, even if it feels unfair. It's testing you, building up your mental and emotional strength. Because let's be honest, this connection has been one giant mind F for many of you. It's stretched you to your breaking point, but it's also teaching you just how resilient you really are. Queen of Cups. Why is it here? King of Cups. Because you're this person's counterpart, plain and simple, and they know it. This is intense, almost overwhelming energy that's building between you two. They want nothing more than union with you, that's clear, but there's some obstacle, something heavy and unavoidable, and it feels like it's reaching breaking. Point territory, the devil at the bottom as I say that, and the hanged man, yeah, can't make this up. Capricorn energy, Leo energy. There's no denying this has been the major block. Whatever this devil energy represents, fear, toxic ties, karmic baggage, it has kept this connection stuck, kept you two apart despite knowing exactly who you are to each other. Ace of Swords with the Eight of Cups. Truth. A conversation. Someone needs to open up emotionally, and it hasn't happened yet. Six of Cups with the Queen of Swords. This could be pointing straight to the past. For some, this is about cutting ties with a toxic cycle, a nasty ass energy that's been lingering too long and blocking the true counterpart connection from finally grounding. For others, it's not even about another person. It's about them. They manifested you. They called this in, but when it arrived, they weren't ready to commit. Now, the only way forward is to speak the truth, to show up with honesty and clarity. Otherwise, you're stepping into that Queen of Swords energy, and that's not where you want to be. Because once she's been hurt, once her heart's been broken, she doesn't play games. She doesn't date casually. She doesn't hand out second chances like candy. And this person knows they are pushing you right into that space. They're holding on to the truth that could shift everything in this connection. And yet, they hesitate. That's what makes this so painful. For you, Divine Feminines, the message is clear. Keep working on yourself. Keep holding those boundaries, because right now, it's on them. It is on the masculine energy to take the next step, to prove that lessons have been learned, that growth has actually happened. As much as it hurts to wait, as much as you want to move, this is their burden to carry right now. They have to step forward. They have to show you, not just tell you, that they're ready. Until then, your power is in your boundaries, your healing, and your self-respect. As I say that, we've got the Knight of Cups and the Knight of Swords coming through. This is on them. It's their responsibility to step forward, to actually tell you the truth about what's been going on beneath the surface. When I look at the Magician, we've got the Two of Swords, the Seven of Pentacles, and Death. So their manifestation has always been tied to you, but it's not just about wanting you. It's about the action they know they have to take. There's this nervous, restless energy around them, almost like they're pacing back and forth in their own mind. They see you as exactly what they want, yet at the same time, they recognize that aligning with you may not fit neatly into their current 3D reality. Something significant has to shift on their side, and they know it. That's why they've been in this waiting energy, holding back, not giving fully. And all that withholding has created the very pain and heartbreak of the Three of Swords. But now, with the Wheel showing up alongside the King of Swords, the message couldn't be clearer. The energy has turned, the timing is now, and this person can't hide behind indecision any longer. They're being pushed to step up, to speak their truth, and to take real action toward you. Well, let's see what they're going to do next here, just the near future energy, if anything. What is this person really planning to do? Because honestly, it feels like they can't keep sitting in this space forever. We've got the Nine of Swords coming out in reverse, which tells me they're being pushed to release that anxiety, to put down the endless worry, the guilt, the overthinking. There's a lot of fear tied to this connection, and for many of them, this is brand new territory. It doesn't matter which way you look at it, whether they've never been this emotionally vulnerable before or never had to face this kind of accountability, it's still something they're not used to. But here's the thing. With Temperance and the Three of Pentacles, Spirit's making it clear they're going to have to balance this out. They have to face you, they have to come forward, and they have to open up that emotional line of communication. Remember how that came through with the Animal Spirit deck? That conversation that's raw, vulnerable, and real. That's what they know has to happen, and that's exactly why they're so nervous right now. Collective, if you're resonating with this, just know. They can feel the pain you've been in. They're very aware of the pain they've caused, whether they've admitted it to you or not. And because of that, something's going to give here. They might not be able to bring everything you've been waiting for all at once, but there's this strong energy of at least making the effort, at least trying to extend that olive branch. They know they can't just leave it as is. They've got to do something, and soon. All right, my loves, I think I'm going to leave it here for now. I'd love to hear from you down in the comments if this resonated, or if you picked up on something extra that added to the message. If you enjoyed the reading, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel so you can catch future readings when they come out. Sending you all so much love and clarity. Until next time, my loves, I'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.